Welcome to CSS Links tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll check out with how to apply different styles for various states in links using different CSS properties. So here in our default example, we just have a simple link which actually points to Google website. So let's quickly load this. Okay. So now you could see by default there's a link saying Google website in blue color, and as you hover, actually see a hand icon coming up, and by clicking you could dynamically see it change to red color. And yeah, finally it's a different shade when after visiting that link at least once. So this would be the general default behavior for any link in any browser. But if you actually wanted to style this using different CSS properties, you could actually use a element selector like a selector here for corresponding to that hyperlink, and you could apply some color property, say for example color red here, and let's quickly remove the browser cache and revisit it again. Okay, so now you could see the link by default it appears in red instead of blue, and even after hover you actually still see it to be red always. And as you click, even after visiting the link even once or any number of times, you still see that to be constantly in red color. So this is a simple manner to actually affect some uniform style for a link. You could also go for a complex variation as well. So we have actually four styles which are actually defined corresponding to four different states of the hyperlink. So let's quickly try out each of the state variation with different CSS properties. So the first state is actually the link state. And this particular link state is the unvisited state. So if you actually didn't click that link even at least once in the browser, then that would be the default state in which that link would be. And if you actually click that particular link at least once or any number of times, the default state would be the visited from then on. And the hover state is when you actually try to just mouse over the link, and that's when the link actually comes into the hover state. And the active state is when you actually, after hovering over the link, when you try to click that particular link, that particular dynamic state would be the active state. So this is how we actually added few CSS properties for all four different states of the links to check out different variations, how you could actually distinguish different states of the example hyperlink. But one key thing we need to remember here is the hover state should always be after the link and visited states. One other important thing is that even the active state should always be defined in CSS after the hover state. Only then you could actually see reliably the CSS styles to be applied on all the four different states. So in this example, we actually defined the link to be read. So by default, when you actually load this page now in the browser after removing the browser cache, you actually should find the link in color red. And while hover, you need to find it in pink. And when you click the link, immediately it should transition the color to blue. And after clicking, when you revisit it any number of times, you should be seeing the color in green. So let's see that in the browser. So let's remove the browser cache first and let's reload it. Okay. So now you could see it is still in red as the A link corresponds to red. And as you hover, you could see it's in pink, which actually corresponds to the A hover state here. And as you click the link, just observe it would dynamically change to blue, which corresponds to the active state. So it would be a very quick transition. So just notice it immediately. Okay, so that's how it gets immediately transitioned to blue. And yeah, as we already clicked it once, this would go to the visited state, which corresponds to the green color, which is how you could actually see it here. So this is how you could actually distinguish different states of the hyperlink. And say we actually wanted to make it more polished in text decoration or so we could use this text decoration CSS property. So let's quickly uncomment this in all the four states. And we actually just removed the text decoration for link and visited, so as it should be merged along with the normal text within the web page, so that there isn't any underline unless you actually hover and click it. So that's how we just defined text decoration underline only for hover and active, and for link and visited we just added text decoration to be none. So let's quickly remove the browser cache again to see all the four states. Okay, so now you could see this almost looks like a regular text without having the underline. But as you hover, you could see it to be a link, and you could also see the text decoration is actually making it to be underlined. And as you click, even when it changed to blue, you could actually see the underline already existing. And when it completely transitioned into the visited state, you could see the underline is removed again as it is defined here. So this is how you could actually polish the link for the website customization as you wanted to do in the corresponding text or the web page requirement. And you could also do one other variation which could also be pretty useful in certain instances. Say like using background color, you could also highlight that particular link. So we'll uncomment the background color in all these four states. And yeah, so we'll just remove the browser cache again, and we'll reload the web page. Okay, so now you could see a background color is actually highlighting the link even more. So the first link state actually is taking the light green, and similarly all other different three background colors would be applied for different states, which you could quickly notice as you hover and click the link. So as you hover, there's a color change in the background as well. As you click, there's a color change even in the background, and even after clicking it, you could see a final color change. So this is how you could customize links using CSS style properties in various manners, like how the web page requirements would would be more fancy or attractive to the users. So with this, we actually covered the CSS links tutorial. Thanks for watching.